is Cubs Radio.
Cubs Radio.
Okay.
Yeah, we're live now.
Live?
Can we feel the
You're
excitement?
making me crazy.
Can we feel the excitement now?
Yay! Comedians on hockey. This is like episode 3?
Our goal, well, it's like the second one you've attended.
All right. It's episode 2 for me, 3 for I. It's thrice for you.
Our goal is to make Sally crazy
Yes.
in the booth. We're a handful of non-technical
You're
fellows.
a handful.
That's it. We are a troublesome trio.
I'm back from thank you for the welcome back, guys. That was very nice.
We were, unfortunately for us, Anthony could not attend today because if not that you listened to the podcast or anything, but we voted last week that you were going to have to sit on the bench.
No, I read that. I would have did that. I would have sat on the bench.
So you have to play your way back onto the big club.
I like that. I kind of like that. I would have sat on the bench because I did give a last minute notice. They invited me to this movie premiere, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to go. And then it was like Monday night. I'm like, I don't think I'm going to go. So I texted you guys and blah, blah, blah. And Anthony got a little bent out of shape about that. And I think that's why he gave us the last minute. He was kind of like getting me back today with his last minute. I need to still move in. He got a new apartment. He's settling in. It takes him 8 days to settle in, but we wish him luck in his new apartment, and congratulations to Mr. DiDomenico, his dad, for getting him out of the house. And Anthony will be back next week for some more fun, but we were jabbing back and forth a little bit. What did he say? I said, it's okay, Anthony, get settled. He said, I had to come back all set. What does that mean? He was going to get back at me today?
We're not sure.
I
don't assume.
Yeah, I don't know.
At some point, it's going to get ugly.
Yeah.
What did he say? He goes, you want me to post, hey, ignore the... No, okay. Something about my dad, me living at my dad's house. I said, congratulations to your dad on the new place. He goes, I live alone. You really want to go down the road of dads and places? So I live at my dad's house, all right? Until I get big and famous. So...
You're already big.
Hey, baby, okay, all right. So I got back... from Illinois and Ohio with Kevin. We got back. We drove. I drove. He likes to drive. Mm-hmm. Kevin James has a heavy foot. We made it through Pennsylvania in record time. I'll just say that. And had a lot of good shows.
Does Kevin have pullover privileges? If he gets pulled over, does he just go, I'm Kevin James, and then they go on your way?
Not. He does not. And
I don't believe that. I don't believe that they're going to give Kev a ticket.
Well, here's the thing. My friend Danny Guire, who is his security guy.
Great guy.
And
a Ranger fan.
Big Ranger fan. He wasn't there for this trip, but he's been on trips before when Kevin's got pulled over. Now, Kevin has a beard now. And... his last name on the license doesn't say Kevin James.
Right.
James is his,
yes,
showbiz last name.
Yep.
So people see the name, like, oh, he kind of looks like Kevin James. He's got a beard, and Kevin's not going to go, hey, I'm Kevin James. So he does get tickets.
Oh.
He does get tickets, but he,
Well, here's a tip for you, Kev. Start going, hey, I'm Kevin James.
Yeah.
You beat the ticket.
He won't.
Probably.
He's a humble guy like that. He won't do it.
No, he's a great guy.
So... we had a good time. We got to perform in Waukegan, Illinois, which is the birthplace of Jack Benny, which is really cool. I thought there was a pretty cool irony. I'm working with Kevin James, and Jack Benny's statue outside had to take a picture with the legendary Jack Benny, his statue anyway. And there was a lot of driving.
Okay.
He likes to drive, man. I thought we're probably going to take a plane to Illinois and then rent a car. We drove from Long Island to Illinois in 14 hours. And my rectum was killing me. But they do most of the driving. Him and his assistant do the driving. And I was in Chicago. And, of course, like I said, I always like to talk hockey. And I was talking hockey to them. And, Chicago attendance, I know you guys covered it last week. The attendance is really hurting right now because the team hasn't been doing good and because of the whole scandal that you guys talked about last week, which we won't get into.
Which is amazing because Chicago has always been, one of the top hockey towns in the country.
Listen,
even though Detroit is hockey town,
yes,
Chicago is right up there.
Look
original six, whole deal.
How great was Chicago around 2010 that they were able to let players go like a Teravainen, like they're so stacked that they can let like an all-star Teravainen. Sure, they let these guys go. Well, we don't got room for them. We got too many other great guys. I mean, whoever did the scouting on that team did an amazing job because they were stacked and a great team for many years. And now they're the attendance was like down almost 40% if you looked at the numbers.
Mm-hmm.
And people were like, the season holders are deliberately, some of them are deliberately not going and not selling their tickets because they want the seat to be empty in a show of protest.
All right. No, I respect that. I actually respect that.
It's respectable.
Because, if that's like a... if the whole organization knew about it and covered it up, that's horrific.
Yeah.
Right.
Rough look.
Because that was going to be a part of my my Hockey Around the World. And after I dove into it, and I saw the interview with Kyle Beach. I was like, oh my God, it's really sad.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, nah, I'm going to skip that one. And then you guys did it last week. So
we did it last week. You know what else I did last week?
What?
I officially jinxed the Rangers.
What did you do?
I made the statement that the Rangers were learning how to protect leads and not blow them in the third period, and be like the kind of team that can defend the 1 and 2 goal leads, and they coming down to and then what do? They blow 2 in a row and get blown out.
Wow, it was just
They blew 2 in a row in the third period.
They did
could not protect the leads.
It's and that's been something over the last couple of years. It's been a problem.
Yeah, it's been chronic.
Chronic is a good word.
There you go.
Big word.
Chronic is a good word.
Mm-hmm.
And what I was, I didn't get to see the 6-0 blowout. Thank God. I wasn't around for that. I was driving.
Mm-hmm.
But they did bounce back last night.
Hey, when did Keandre Reeves become Bobby Orr?
Or Keandre Miller, you mean?
Keandre Miller.
Wow.
Did you see that goal?
Wow.
That was
crazy.
insane. Did you see it?
Yeah, coast to coast.
And roofed it and roofed it and then crashed into the corner. I'm like, that was an all-star. Like you're saying, Bobby, any player that goes to the net like that, they're risking somebody's going to get hurt.
Yeah.
Goalies must be like, oh my God.
And he is a big, strong kid.
Yeah. But
apparently he used to be a very good forward, but then they shifted him back to defense. So he's still got the offensive skills.
And you can see, like, he avoided the goalie, too. He went to the net, didn't crash the goalie, which is very important. You don't want to crash the goalie. It's a very big no-no.
Yeah, he said after the game that, don't expect him to do stuff like that all the time.
No.
He's concentrating on the defensive thing.
Right.
But it's to know that that's there. You give him a little bit of space once in a while, probably. To know that he can do that.
It gained a little respect from players on both sides.
Yep.
Now, what did you think about that Connor McDavid goal when it was 1-on-4?
I was embarrassed by that.
I was embarrassed. At first, I'm like, they all played the puck. Why didn't somebody play?
Right. Exactly.
Okay, the forwards are back checking. All right, so they're going to try to reach for it but the two defensemen are like, eh. And
everybody just poked at it at a guy who's one of the best stick handlers on planet Earth.
No,
that's not the way to go there. One of the first things they teach is center of his chest, and that's where you go.
Right, that's
the
where
hell
you
with
look.
The puck,
Yes.
the hell with anything. You take his body.
I used to do it all the time, especially when the player was fast. I'm like, if this guy gets the puck an inch past my stick, he's gone. So I was like, he's coming down. I would look at his chest the whole time, and the chest lets you know whether he's going left or right.
That reminded me of, because this is how old I am, Paul Henderson in the Canada Cup or whatever it was against the Russians in '72. He scored a goal just like that. It was the one prior to his winning goal in the deciding game.
Right.
And he came in 1-on-4 and did something like that. It's like, I don't know how you do that. I don't know how I can't go in 1-on-1 on a guy and do anything.
What is like it's incredible. I'm trying to think like what are some of the other players like? He's going to get him. Is that what the other players think? Like, I guess he'll get him.
I guess everybody's just looking around. But how do you go in 1-on-4, go through them, and score a goal?
Goal of the year has to be.
Yeah,
but he thinks it's an incredible goal. But to me, it's like, listen, it's a great player. It's an elite player. And
they should have had him.
Goal. But it's like, come on.
Yeah, that one's you got to be going. The defense screwed up,
right? You're like it was the last guy Trouba?
It was Trouba, and I believe Keandre Miller.
Had to be Miller. Then,
just reached out his stick, and you saw his head was like right looking at the puck.
Yep.
And not with that guy. You don't want to do it with that guy. You better one guy go for the body, one guy go for the puck.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Anyway, That was nauseating to
But
watch.
at least it was good to see that they bounced back from
I
the
enjoyed it.
6-0 drubbing. It was,
Yeah.
I'm sure you did. I thought you found it very entertaining.
Yep.
So, and now, how are the Islanders doing? Give us our Islanders update, AJ.
Going
They're
on?
doing all right, a little bit better. They did blow a 3-1 lead or 2-0 lead to the Minnesota Wild the other night, but we've been good all around.
Okay.
Home game next week, so we're getting ready.
Oh, you got the home game.
Next
huh?
week's the
Finally.
home game?
Finally.
Wow.
That's amazing. Starting on the road for.
13
Congrats to all
games.
you Islander bastards. That is, that's going to be that's going to be a big game. I hope it's loud. It's probably going to be loud.
Oh, it's going to be crazy in there.
Yeah.
I'll tell you something, man. The Coliseum, for all the bad press it got, was a fun place to watch a game.
Yeah,
the
it was.
crowds were electric when the place was full. That place used to rock.
It was.
I went to a bunch of Ranger Islander games. I went to a Islander
great.
where the Islanders beat Pittsburgh back in I don't even remember what year it was, where they advanced.
Oh, a non-Ranger game you went to?
Yeah, it was phenomenal. I also was there. Kevin Downey Jr., our buddy, very funny comedian, had never been to a Stanley Cup playoff game.
I remember
So
that.
I
yeah.
took him to the game where Tavares scored in overtime to advance the Islanders at the Barclays Center.
I was there too.
Yeah, that was Kevin Downey Jr.'s first Stanley Cup playoff game.
Wow. That wingnut.
Yeah, there you go.
We'll have to have him on. He's always a funny guest.
Yep.
To have on when he's not sober. So why don't we do hockey around the world?
You want to do hockey around the world?
Let's do it.
You want to do hockey around the world?
Play my intro
I have to play your intro? Do I have to?
if you have it.
And now it's Chris Roach and Around the World in Hockey.
What's going on, everybody? It's Chris Roach here. We got hockey and the world, and we're going to go around it, say rescue dogs.
It never gets old. That's Anthony's impersonation of me. This is Anthony. He's always like, no, forget it, Roach. I don't want to do it. You do it, Roach. Screw you and your podcast. No, go ask this guy to do it. Anyway,
Come on, I got your music on. Get
Here
cracking
we go.
with Around the World in
hockey
Hockey.
around the world. Let's go over to Dubai, where the KHL is hosting a game between the the Avangard Omsk and the Akbars Akbars Kazan. Now the two, I thought Akbars Kazan. I'm like, what is that? An Arab team? But I guess no. Is that the right word to say Arab?
That could
I don't know, we
easily.
got canceled. Is that right?
Who cares?
Arabic?
First of all, if you got canceled, who would know?
That's true. Thanks, John Trueson. The podcast is over. I'm depressed right now. Who would know? Damn it. So it's the reigning Omsk, who are the reigning champions. First of all, the KHL. Where can we get that on TV? I know we always ask.
I know.
And the NHL, let me tell you something. Be careful, because the KHL is getting bigger and bigger every year. Even though we don't approve of all that advertising all over their equipment, like the advertising on the helmets, which I hate.
They're paying some big cash.
I know they're paying bills for that, but maybe they go, all right, we caught up with the bills. Take the logos off the helmet. It's ridiculous. So they're going to be playing on December 3rd to December 5th. They have this whole thing, this whole ice show, the Dubai Ice Show. It's going to be hosted at the Coca-Cola Arena. Did you know there was a Coca-Cola Arena in Dubai, John Trueson?
Of course there is, because we have sold our souls.
That's right. Coca-Cola. If only we can get like McDonald's in like Afghanistan, and I think there would be world peace anyway, but they don't even
I think
count,
we
so
got to sell advertising space on your forehead.
that'd be a lot.
We get like 20, 30 companies up there.
I'm now open for business. So Alexei Morozov quoted, by the way, I want to quote the who wrote this. It doesn't say. Anyway, I was going to give them props. Sorry, whoever wrote this.
Oh, geez.
Thank you.
Who
Thank you.
says Roach is not the consummate professional?
That's right. The president of the KHL was quoted as saying, "We are excited that the KHL World Games project will resume after almost 2 years. The UAE will become the 15th country to host a KHL game." UAE stands for what, John Trueson?
I have no idea.
United Arab Emirates, something like that?
United Arab Emirates.
I thought that was an airline. I don't know. Anybody up there correct? Can you look at what UAE is, please?
No, that's what it is.
It
United
is?
Arab Emirates.
And what is an emirate?
I don't know.
It's like big in Europe. I know that.
Anyway, it's good to see hockey, even though it's not the NHL. It's good to see hockey getting out there, and they're very excited about it. It's supposed to be a big event, but I don't think they have an Arab Emirate team. Am I okay for saying that?
Emirates is also considered the rank, but I know it more as the airline.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you. All right, now let's go over to the other topic. This one really tugged on my heartstrings a little bit because it was a female ice hockey goalie playing.
I know. I immediately thought of
My niece.
Your niece.
So,
Was a very fine goalie. In
very fine goalie. She's playing. She's at the Farmingdale College playing softball because she's quite the softball player. And I was hoping she would go stay with the hockey, but she chose softball. And it's okay. But she outstanding goalie. She played goaltender for the boys' high school team over by her, and this young lady left the ice in tears after being viciously heckled at a game last month. She returned to the ice a couple Mondays ago to a Pennsylvania arena, which is the Pittsburgh Penguins practice. The Pittsburgh Penguins found out what happened. She was at this game. These bunch of a-holes were chanting stuff, and these, teenage boys, they were just like...
Teenage boys? A-holes? That never happens.
Like 50 of
Not
them.
at all.
Like 50 of them from the opposing team, like chanting, suck up, man, suck up, man. And I look at this girl, I think of my niece, I got very emotional, I got upset.
Yeah, how did that not degenerate into like fights in the stands and stuff? Because clearly she must have had some relatives or friends there.
This was the opposing team's... I don't think it was the opposing team's fan base. It's one group of like 50 kids were chanting it, and they said no one else did. None of the parents. Maybe it was their home. Yeah, it was there. They were the away team. This girls' club was the away team. These bunch of kids are chanting "Suck my bench." They were chanting stuff about tampons, and there was like 50 of them, and none of the other parents or anybody did anything about it. And I try to think, if I was a parent there, would I stand up and do something, or I'd be like, I'm going to get my ass kicked by 50 kids. I don't know. But all these 50 kids, or whoever been pointed out, they've been banned from watching any sports games for the rest of the year. I think there should be a little bit more punishment than that, just me personally. A little sensitivity training there. But here's the thing, she goes back, the Pittsburgh Penguins, they give her team the practice arena, they play a game, they lost 8-1, but she made 21 saves, and every time she made a save, the place went berserk. The place went, and in attendance was players from other girls' hockey clubs around Pennsylvania, the Olympian. It was Megan Duggan. She won a gold. She served as captain of the U.S. ice hockey team, and she also voiced her support. But the goaltender was there from the USA Olympic team, the 2018 Olympic team, and her name is right here, John Trueson. I have it right here. It's coming for you.
Any day now?
It's coming for you.
The password is preparation.
And ironically, her husband is a defenseman for the Pittsburgh Penguins, so she lives in the area, and she found out, and she came out because she was appalled, and she came out to support. And it's so cute. All these kids are putting signs on the thing saying they were okay. Brianna McLaughlin, the two-time Olympic silver medalist, now who serves as goaltending coach for U.S. Women's National Hockey. She was in attendance. All right, she won a silver, but she played USA gold. No, she won gold in 2018. Anyway, her husband is from the Penguins.
I love that player.
Yeah, really guy. He's the same last name guy. Do we have a clip? We're going to play a clip.
We're playing a clip.
We
are so high tech.
I called in advance and said, Sally, can you play this clip? It's just a really emotional clip.
I want to see the clip.
Brianna McLaughlin.
Boy, listen to that. It's like night and day. The atmosphere tonight's Mars hockey game dramatically different compared to the game against Armstrong a couple of weeks ago. We told you when the female goaltender from Mars was sexually harassed, but Channel 11's Amy Hudak was there tonight when she said...
You go, Amy.
The stands are filled with people. The game is sold out. Fans, friends, and former Olympians all coming out to support this female goaltender. With every save, the crowd erupted into cheers for this female goalie,
there it is.
The only girl on the team.
It's been pretty cool. Every time she makes a save, this whole place goes nuts.
Fans
1,500
cheered
people.
her on with signs that read, "Girls are strong and we belong on the ice." The chants were anything but what this young lady endured a week and a half ago when she was heckled and sexually harassed during a game against Armstrong High School.
Just seeing what happened to her was really, really disappointing, and I feel like as a Mars community, it's our responsibility to support everyone.
The Mars game against South Fayette Monday night was moved to Lemieux Sports Complex to fit the hundreds of people who showed their support, including a former Olympic goaltender.
It's stressful to begin with, the whole game's on you, and then to walk in at, she's 16 years old, and there's 1,000 people in this building. But she's handling it pretty well. She's made some big saves so far.
Parents brought their kids to show hate has no place in their community.
We're better than this, and that we won't stand for something like that. I hope she does her best. Stay strong, keep doing what you're doing.
In Cranberry, Amy Hudak, Channel 11 News.
They got me.
Okay, now I'm gonna go totally to the other extreme here and cause trouble.
Go ahead,
I'm gonna play
Trueson.
devil's advocate here.
Go.
Say that I've been playing hockey for 114 years, and part of the game is to get under the skin of the opponent,
Right.
which I am quite good at, as you might imagine.
Right.
And
Yes.
like to really get them off their game and to get to be kind of a dick.
Right.
And so it's different. I think it. But if you did that on the ice, you get in trouble for that now, right?
Yeah. Oh, taunting on the ice it depends where you taunt. If it's racism is they're all over that.
Yeah. I mean, you got to be creative. You got to have.
You got to be creative. You
got to have a little finesse.
Find out something about the guy's wife and say that like the old days. Hey, I heard your wife likes blah blah blah.
Like Sean Avery. Friend of
Yeah.
the podcast.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Go to Sean Avery's school of taunting, but
That's right.
Chirping.
He was a maestro, if you will.
First of all, chirping is it's just it's part of the sport. But when you're going like at that first of all, she's the only girl on an all boys team.
Yeah, it's tough.
So was my niece was the only girl because there was not a lot of girls playing hockey, especially in Long Island.
There's becoming a decent number of women playing hockey.
She played. My niece played on a team called the Lady Islanders. Mm-hmm. They played over at in Kings Park, and they were really. My sister said they were such an aggressive team that they played a double header upstate New York, and the girls' team that they played against, because they were so physical, the Lady Islanders were so physical, that the other team refused to come out for the second game.
I like it. All right. It's like that, like the Soviet Union in the against the Flyers.
They didn't come out for the second game.
Challenge Cup series or whatever the heck that was.
Oh,
so what is it with Roaches and goaltending? There's a lot of Roach goaltenders.
I don't know. You know what? It's funny.
Chris's brother Tommy, a very fine goaltender, actually is currently the goalie for my old guy team, and he's doing a great job. Now, if he can't make a game, can we call in your niece?
Yeah, she would come in. Yeah, she still has equipment. She still plays. She still plays in like deck hockey leagues and whatnot.
Right.
So
I would bring her in. There's actually no age requirement for goalies because it's hard to get goalies who are elderly.
Oh, really? Everyone else on the team has to be old.
Everybody has to be old, but the goalie does not have to be old.
So funny. The goalie just has to be a goalie.
It is. It would be funny because just seeing the reaction of all of the old codgers in the league who are real old school guys, like getting shut out by a female would probably make them cry.
She would do it. She would do it. My nephew's playing goalie for Columbia, whatever league they're playing, whatever league that is. They're playing in that league, and he's doing good. My brother, like you said, and then my niece, she'll still play now and then. She was quite the goaltender.
You know what's amazing, and this another Roach trait that we all know all too well.
We're good kissers.
Aside from that, he manages to show up 5 minutes before game time and put on all that goalie equipment and still get out on the ice before the game starts, which is incomprehensible. For the first 3 or 4 weeks, we were like, "Where's Tommy? Where's Tommy?" And he would just come in and now it's like, what's
ironically. Yeah, I'm like that with everything, but for hockey was the one thing that I showed up early because it took me so long to get that equipment on, and with my nerves, I'm trying to not make myself nervous right before the game.
So now, how's your health now? Are you going to get back on the ice at any point in time? When
Health
are we
is
seeing you
good.
back on the ice?
You know what? I would like to try getting back on the ice soon. Maybe my friend still does those. I get the emails for those clinics that are on Thursday.
I do clinics all the time. I did a clinic this morning. I play 3 games a week now.
You do?
Yeah.
You do the clinics?
I do clinics and games.
I like the clinics. I enjoy skating around, shooting pucks, and all of a sudden the young guy would come over and go, "Hey, man, you guys want to scrimmage?" I'm like, "Oh, God, no. I don't want to scrimmage. I just want to skate in circles and shoot pucks into the empty net. I don't want to go back and forth full length of the ice." And then,
But that's good for you.
Yeah. I'll check with my doctor and see when I can stop playing again.
Mm-hmm.
But the ticker is back to normal. They fixed it.
Good.
It's all fixed.
Good for you.
And I'm ready to, after this road trip, oh my God, I ate so much. my appetite is now that my health is back. My appetite is back, and I got to be careful because I did lose like 70 pounds and put like 12 or 15 back on. But now that I'm eating like I used to eat, I got to be careful to come back on quickly. So, what do you say we go to AJ over here?
I say we go to AJ because we're barreling through this. And
what are we doing? Coast to coast?
Yep. Yeah, it's AJ Coast to Coast.
Don't we have an intro for him, JT?
Do you want an intro?
I like the intro.
You like the intro? And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for an individual whose knowledge of hockey is as expansive and huge as Chris Roach's misshapen head. Please welcome AJ DeVito.
That's fucked up.
What?
That's my part. That's my.
Wait a minute. Did you say an obscenity on our podcast?
Hit the dump button there, Sally. Thank you. Do we have a dump button? No? We'll have a dump button next week.
So, starting off, we got to talk about the Jack Eichel trade. That was absurd, obviously.
Yeah.
So, Jack Eichel was traded to the Vegas Golden Knights, as we all know by now, for Alex Tuch, very good hockey player, Peyton Krebs, very good prospect, first-round pick, and a conditional third-round pick for Eichel, and also a third-round pick, which I found kind of weird, but him in Vegas is awesome for the game.
It's hilarious. Yeah. Did you see how they welcomed him?
Yeah.
It was very funny.
I did not see this. Tell me.
He was coming, he got out of the car, and there was like all the cheerleaders were there, and the mascot and people dressed as this Spartan warriors and everything. It was like it was a big thing.
Wow.
He was like, "What the heck is going on here?"
I love it. I love what they're doing over there.
Now, what are the odds? I don't know what his physical condition is. Neither does anybody else. Now, do we know that he's going to be Jack Eichel again?
Right. We don't know.
We do not.
No. Sometimes I wouldn't be surprised. Like a lot of times when a player gets sat out, at least years ago, they would send him down to the minors for conditioning. Right.
Right.
I was in Vegas 3 weeks ago, and they drove me by the arena. They really go all out. The outside of the arena looked like it was like black, shiny, almost like it was supposed to be like armor. Really good looking arena. And they got the football team now, and there's talks about them getting a baseball team next, maybe a basketball team. Why not? Now that gambling is like you could gamble online now and stuff like that.
Yeah, 2/3 of the commercials on NHL broadcasts are for gambling.
Right.
Which is hilarious because you got Wayne Gretzky doing one. You see Gretzky's gambling commercial? And wasn't just me, wasn't Gretzky's wife sort of in trouble for a little gambling scandal involving Rick Pocket and everything like that?
How long ago was that?
That was probably a little bit. Do you remember that, AJ? Is that before your time?
Pre-made.
Yeah, his wife actually got into a betting scandal surrounding the NHL.
I remember that.
Yep.
It wasn't her fault. She got hit in the head with a pane of glass.
That's a very funny clip.
Yeah, there was a...
Look that up. Wayne Gretzky's wife gets hit in the head with a pane of glass.
Wayne Gretzky was on the Rangers. They went like across the bench. Somebody went to the boards where she was sitting, and the pane of glass fell and bonked her right in the head. She was like semi-conscious. And the medics were right there. They were fixing the glass. Everyone was right there. And Gretzky sat on the bench the whole time, concerned, just watching, see what was happening. And some sports writers like bashed him for sitting there while his wife. And he's like, "What am I going to do?"
Was he got medical training?
She was in perfect hands. You know,
he was a hockey player, not a doctor.
Yeah.
Now, Sally.
No, he screwed up.
There you go.
I don't even know the
Sally.
story, and I can tell you right now.
There you go.
From
a woman's point of view. I mean, at this point, he's married. He's got 3 kids with her, and it's not like they just started dating. He's got to go to. But there probably was a little bit of damage control that we don't know about.
Mm-hmm.
You
just buy her stuff.
You just sat there. While I'm on the jumbotron. I wet my pants and you just sat there. But it was. Gosh. Make sure you Google that. It was a dark moment in Rangers history.
What else we got, AJ?
Moving on to Chicago, more news with them. They fired their head coach, Jeremy Colleton.
Okay.
Interim coach now is also
Joel Quenneville? No.
No. Definitely not that. Derek King, who used to be an Islander.
Right.
Yeah.
Going from one Islander prospect to one Islander player now.
Mm-hmm.
Now the head coach is tangled in that whole scandal somehow?
No, they're just really bad at hockey.
Okay. Nice answer, AJ.
You can't even say that's being mean. They have 1 win in 12 games.
It's so un-Chicago-like.
I know. Chicago's been dominant for many, many years.
Dominant for a long time.
I mean, whatever goes up does have to come down eventually.
But even when they were down, they were always still a good team. They were either a great team or a good team, and now it's just like, what is going on in Chicago?
I don't know.
I think we'll move on to the Big Apple here. We got to talk about your guys.
Okay.
Yeah, all right, okay.
Adam Fox in Calgary was getting booed endlessly. What do you guys
Why?
think about that? Well, he got booed because he was originally drafted by them in the second round of 2016, I believe.
Right.
And he just didn't want to sign there. Similar to what Kevin Hayes did with the Chicago Blackhawks going to the
Right.
Rangers.
Right.
So the fans were not happy with that, booing him the entire game. He scored, taunted back at them, did a little this to him, which
Right.
I love.
Yeah.
Big Adam Fox guy, from
Yeah.
Long Island.
Yep.
That's awesome, but the goal didn't count, sadly, because Ryan Strome was offsides. It was the 6-0 game, like we brought up before.
Not the first time a player's been drafted by a team and refused to play there. One of the biggest in NHL. Do you remember John Trueson?
Eric Lindros.
Eric Lindros.
Did not want to play for Quebec.
Quebec, which, you know what? Yeah, okay, but I still say this to this day. Quebec needs a hockey team. The Quebec-Montreal games were great. Quebec's such a gigantic... Is it considered its own country?
What?
Quebec's part of the Canada, right?
Yes, it's part of Canada.
But
Where did you go to school?
They speak French. I don't know. It's always like in
So
the
does Montreal.
But it's always in the map. There's always like a line by Quebec, and it's like it seems to be pushed off. And I know.
Well, there is the French part of Canada.
Yes.
The predominantly French part.
The upstate New York.
Exactly.
Exactly. According to the show Letterkenny, and if you like hockey, you don't watch Letterkenny. Shame on you. But according to that show Letterkenny, they don't get along with the French, the regular Canadians, and the French Canadians.
There is a certain degree of animosity.
There is an animosity, which is fun to see played out on the ice. But I don't even know what that would happen nowadays with this players from all around the world playing. You know, the Russians are here, and back then it was like a lot of Canadian players, and it got ugly. The Stastny brothers, ugly. I'm sorry to cut you off about that. Was that all you had to say? But
No, I have a bunch more. Depends how long we want to go.
Eric Lindros was supposed to, like Trueson said, was supposed to be on the Flyers, and I remember he was like so cool about it, and he's like, why do I, he goes, I'm making $500,000 a year signing hockey sticks or something like that. There's a career that ended way too short.
Yeah.
Scott Stevens, that's all I'll say.
Yeah, I mean,
Clean check.
concussion problems.
In those days, the head hit was like considered an art form.
Yes. He that was shoulder to chin. And and his brother, who was, I don't know if you know, young AJ was on
Brett Lindros.
Brett Lindros, yep.
Who was on the
who had to early retire well for the what a shame that guy would have been anyway.
You may continue, sir.
Moving on to Ottawa, Brady Tkachuk is now their captain, 10th captain in team history.
Okay.
Funny how he was holding out and they finally paid him, and now he will be the captain of the team.
Sends a good message.
Good job, Brady Tkachuk.
Tkachuk.
Rangers had Walt Tkachuk for a long time, and I was
actually when he first came up, they were calling him Walt Taychuk, but then they corrected it.
I always thought it was one word, like Walt Tkachuk. Frankie Walt Tkachuk. I don't know. Took me a while. I was young.
Happens.
We're in Ottawa.
I think we deserve a quick little shout out to the Arizona Coyotes for winning a hockey game. Only took them 13 games. Lawson Krause scored the game-winning goal with a minute left in the third period against who else but the Seattle Kraken.
Kraken,
baby.
They've had a bad start too.
Yeah, well, like those new teams, they're supposed to have bad starts. They all come out like Vegas.
Vegas came out of the box all crazy and went to the finals.
They were expected to be a playoff bubble team, though. They're right now at the basement of the league. I mean, it's also 12 games into the year, so plenty of time.
Mm-hmm.
But with the Kraken, Jordan Eberle did get the team's first hat trick of the franchise. So, little Islander representation. Shout out Jordan Eberle.
Mm-hmm.
I have an idea for a coast to coast segment. When you do it, can you try to picture a plane traveling from California to New York and try to stay
and hope that Roach is on it?
Try to go as west to east as possible, and maybe in between, when he goes in between things, Trueson, you can hit like a like an airplane noise. And now to Ottawa.
All right, I like it.
And now to
do that.
And now to Detroit. All
right,
and we'll end on the East Coast.
All right, there you go.
Good thinking.
What a great podcast. We got Sally to chime in about her Gretzky. I enjoyed this one.
Are we done?
Yeah.
I think we're done. You want to wrap it up?
We're done?
Wrap it up, JT.
All right. That was AJ DeVito telling us more about hockey than Chris Roach will ever know on Hockey Coast to Coast.
I'm in the same room. Well, that concludes episode
What episode number is this? We're not sure.
3, I think.
4.5.
We'll figure it out. And Sally put everything on a thumb drive, so I'm going to get it on the social. We're going to be on podcast networks.
Is it going to be the return of Anthony?
Anthony, I'm looking at this thing here, and I got to get a new case cover, and I'm going to put maybe the hockey logo or show logo on it. I think we're getting professional. Yes.
All right. I'm John Trueson.
Chris Roach.
AJ DeVito.